What's up, guys? And thank you for tuning into episode 2 of Not That Problematic. So, today I'd like to talk about support and what it means to support your friends in their endeavors, to support businesses and things of that nature. I kind of just want to give my viewpoint on that. So basically, the definition, according to Merriam-Webster, of support, definition 2 is to give assistance to, especially financially, or to enable to function or act. And then definition 2.3, which is the definition that I want to expound upon, is to give approval, comfort, or encouragement to. So basically, first off, I want to start by saying thank you to everyone that supported me by sharing the link to the podcast, listening to the podcast, the encouraging messages, and everything that I got from you all of my friends and family, and the like. And just know that it's very much appreciated, and it motivated me to do another episode because I was like, okay, so this is something that people are interested in and something that people would like to hear. So with that being said, you don't have to support your friends. And in my opinion, you can still be friends with someone and not necessarily support their endeavor. You can, like, let's say, example, you have a friend that's a rapper, because everybody's a rapper in 2021. You have a friend that's a rapper and you don't like their music. In your opinion, their music is trash. But there's an audience for the type of music that they make. You just aren't a part of that audience. You don't have to listen to their music and you can still be friends with them. So it's like, I don't have to do it. It's not a necessity. So with that being said, you can't bully a friend or someone into supporting you. And you can't threaten, you can't put your friendship on the line. It's just like, oh, if you don't listen to my podcast, I guess we ain't cool. And I guess you don't want to be friends no more. Like, I feel like it's not that deep. I have friends who do things that I 100% support because I'm interested in it. I have friends who rap that are really good at rapping, and I will purchase their music on iTunes. I will share their videos, whatever they make, on YouTube and Instagram and things of that nature. And because I support it and I think that it's good and I'm interested in it. I also have friends that rap that I'm not too interested in their music, and they have a good fan base and things like that. It's just not for me, and I don't support it. And if they're offended by that, they haven't said anything to me, but I know when you see someone sharing who's supposed to be your friend, they share someone else's music video or they share someone else's freestyle. And you're just like, oh, well, I also came out with a project and you didn't share my project. So what does that mean? And they get offended if you tell them that you don't like something that they're doing. I have a perfect example. I won't use any names here, keep everything anonymous. However, I have a friend, and this friend makes clothes, if you can call them that, garments. And she wanted me to purchase a t-shirt. Now, she was charging $25 for the shirts. And I have no problem paying $25 for a t-shirt that I like. But the shirts that she had on the market, I didn't like them. So she was like, you gonna buy a shirt for me, girl? And I was like, I'm not. She was like, why? Now, one thing about me, if you guys know me personally, y'all know that I am honest, and sometimes it's to a fault. And I told her I am not gonna buy something that I'm not gonna wear. And I wouldn't wear this shirt. It's not my style. Not saying that the shirt is not quality or it's not well made. I mean, it's a t-shirt, but like her other garments and things, I'm not saying that they're not well made. It's just not my style. It's just not something that I wear. So she starts saying, well, you support this person and this person got an album out. You was the one of the people first to buy it. This person making hoodies and crop hoodies and this and this and this. And nobody even likes him. And you buy everything from him, shirts, hoodies, books, everything. And I'm just like, but it's quality. And the things that I buy from people I actually wear, to me, it's a waste of money. Like, if you sell lashes and I don't wear lashes, why would I buy the lashes that you're selling? It doesn't it doesn't make any sense. Like, make it make sense. And so with that being said, her and I don't really we don't really mess with each other anymore. It's no beef on my end, but she's still harboring resentment. And girl, I hope you hear this because you know I'm talking about you. I love you. Mwah, mwah. But I feel like she's still harboring resentment because I didn't buy a $25 t-shirt. So to me, that means our friendship was worth a $25 t-shirt, which is pretty disheartening. And like my friends know, it's like, don't ask me for my opinion if you don't want my opinion. I'm gonna give you the real and the raw. And if you feel like it's a problem, like, you shouldn't have asked me, because I'm not that person that's gonna be like, yes, 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 yes. No, if it's not good to me, I'm gonna say it's not good. I don't like it. If I feel like there's an audience for it, I'd be like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's not for me. And I only involve myself or indulge myself in things that I will practically use. Like, I can't just be wasting money. I got a kid, I'm in school, like, I don't work, and I can't just be buying shirts that I'm not gonna wear. But with that being said, I'm off of that. But that was just my example of, you don't put your friendship on the line over somebody not supporting you. Because I also have a friend who does a podcast, and I listened to the podcast, and he asked me like, "Oh, what did you think of my podcast?" I told him, like, it's not for me. That was my answer. It's not for me. I, you know, I'm not going to be one that subscribes to it, cuz I'm not going to fill up my subscriptions with something I don't listen to. I didn't say that to him, but I just told him like, it's not for me. And he was just like, well, what didn't you like about it? So instead, I like the way he approached it, because instead of going off and being like, well, fuck you, blah, 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 he was just like, okay, well, what didn't you like about it? I was like, the content that you speak about is something that I'm not interested in. The viewpoints that you also have on things, um, it's just, it's just, I'm not interested in it. And he was just like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Should I change anything about the podcast? I told him, no, don't change anything about the podcast, because the content that you're putting out, there's an audience for it. I'm just not in that audience. And he didn't take it personally, and we still rock. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, it's like the difference between that conversation and the t-shirt conversation was so refreshing, because it's like, okay, it's not for you, then all right, I'm going to go on about my business. And so, to also bring in supporting Black businesses. So I know that I mentioned last week in the episode that we should support Black businesses. And I got a lot of commentary saying that, girl, these Black businesses be doing the most. They have bad customer service. Um, you don't get your stuff on time. It's overpriced. The quality's not great and things like that. So when I asked them, like, okay, well, did you contact the person? Did you leave a review? Did you give them feedback? And they were like, yeah, and nothing changed. So I was like, okay, then you don't have to patronize that business. Like, I'm not saying support every Black business. Just give, I'll rephrase. Instead of saying support Black businesses, I will say give Black businesses a chance. Because with most Black businesses, or with most businesses in general, marketing is key. Brand recognition is key. People buy ugly ass Balenciaga shoes just because the shit says Balenciaga. And them shits look terrible. The sock shoe and the damn shoe that makes you look like you're walking on the moon. Even the Yeezys. Not the 350s, because those are my favorite pair of Yeezys, and y'all can feel how y'all want about Kanye West, but the shoes are quality. But the other ones, I think they're the 720s, the little moon rock looking shoes, and then the new ones he came out that look like Crocs. Like, those are ugly, but people buy them because they're expensive and they recognize the brand name. People buy Gucci sweaters and Louis Vuitton and Fendi and all of that because they recognize the brand. So when I say give Black businesses a chance, I mean to just maybe, instead of going out to buy the latest pair of Nikes, maybe look on Instagram. There's a tennis shoe creator. His Instagram is called the Saya Collective, SIA underscore collective. And he makes sneakers for kids, men, women, gender, non-gender conforming. I think that's how you say it, but again, that might be problematic, but that's a whole episode in itself. But he makes sneakers like from scratch. He doesn't. He has the molds. He makes the molds, and they are beautiful shoes. And literally, you can get a pair of those quality shoes for the same price that you're gonna pay for a pair of Yeezys, and that you're gonna pay for a pair of Air Max or by Nike. You know what I'm saying, or anything like that. And you might find that and that's not a paid ad, I just think that his shoes are really dope. um and you might find that you like the quality of that shoe because you gave it a chance. Like, I never would have found my nail tech, shout out to Tanice Total Beauty Experience on Instagram as at Tanice Total Beauty Experience. She's not taking new clients right now, but thank goodness I'm already a client because she's popping. I would have never found her had I not given her business a chance. I literally met Tanice at a Kevon stage comedy show, and I complimented her hair. And her best friend that was there with her said, "Oh, she does nails too. Give her one of your cards. Like, girl, give her a card." And I took the card, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is cute." You know what I mean? But I was so used to just going to the Vietnamese people to get my nails done. And then it so happened that I couldn't find anybody to do the ombre nail that I wanted. I went and I got my nails done by with the Vietnamese people, and it just wasn't what I wanted. So I was like, okay, let me take a chance on Tanice and get my nails done. And it was the best nail job that I ever had. She's real. The conversation was great. Very nice person. Worked fast on my nails, and also, you know what I'm saying, she did it in a timely manner, and it was quality work, and those nails lasted me for like a month and a half. And so from then on, I had not gotten my nails done. And that was 2019. And I haven't gotten my nails done by anybody else since then because I gave it a chance. And so I'm going to rephrase my statement, like I said before. So instead of telling people to support Black business, I'm going to start saying give Black businesses a chance, because you might be surprised at the quality of work that you get. Yes, you might pay a little more because it's not a huge, you know what I'm saying, a huge brand that can be mass produced, but you will also get the quality that you're paying for. Now, not with all Black businesses, but just don't turn yourself off to them just because you've had a few bad experiences with a couple of businesses, because all they need is a chance. All somebody needs is one chance for when you support them. So to me, when I look at who I'm going to support, I look at your products and your work. Obviously, if it's on like Instagram, Twitter, social media, whatever, I look at it. I say, "Oh, am I interested in this?" If the answer is yes, I go further into it. If it's, excuse me, if it's clothing, I'd be like, "Oh, this is cute. Okay, let me take a chance." I look for, I ain't gonna lie, I look for the least expensive thing you have on your website. I purchase it. When it comes, I take into account how much time it took for the product to get to me, the customer service, how easy it was to purchase the product, and then last but not least, obviously the most important, the quality of the product once I get it. And if it's a great product and great quality, oh, I'm all over social media with it. Buy this shirt, buy this, do this, do this. Y'all should support this brand because I personally like this brand. If it's um if it's a podcast, I'm going to ask you, what episode do you want me to listen to? Like, what's like your most popping episode? And I got that from Andrew Schultz on Flagrant too. He always says, plug your most the episode that you think is the best. Have people listen to that, and then if they like it, they'll go back and listen to more. 9 times out of 10. And I think he got that from somebody else, a rapper whose name I don't know, but anyway. Um, so basically, I'll listen to that episode that you tell me to, or if you only have like 1 or 2 episodes, I'll go listen to it. And if I'm rocking with the content, then that's it. You got a subscriber in me. Like, I'ma listen to it. Shout out to the Crown Conversations podcast, with Malcolm, Jenna, Kayla, and Antonio, because I had saw their podcast on social media, and it was doing numbers, and everybody was talking about it. And so I hadn't gotten around to listening to it yet because I consume so many podcasts, honestly. And so there was one episode in particular that went off on Twitter. It was getting traction. Everybody was talking about this episode. And oh y'all, my brain won't even let me remember what the episode was about. But I listened to it. I was like, oh, it was about verses. I think it was about verses. It has something to do with the verses back when it first started in the beginning of quarantine. And so I listened to it and I was like, oh, I'm rocking with this. I really like this. And then I subscribed to it and I've been listening ever since. And so hopefully that's how people feel about me. They just give the podcast a chance. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like it, okay, then it's not for you. But, I know there's an audience out there for what I have to say. And I just appreciate the people who do listen, who do give it a chance, and who have subscribed. So I have a list of Black businesses, podcasts, and a couple of music artists that I feel like you guys should give them a chance. I'm a fan of all of these people. I patronize all of these people, and a lot of them I know. one of them. I don't know. So let's start with the podcast. The first podcast I'm going to mention is Honey and the Monster. Their podcast is super dope. It's funny. They talk about an array of different topics, even if the topic has to do with like anything in pop culture, anything that has to do with just like the male and female viewpoint of things. They also do like call-ins and ask people their perspectives. I really enjoy listening to Honey and the Monster. Also, there's Sports Vibe, the podcast. Ha ha ha, you know, the vibes. That is, you know, all sports. Anything you want to know about sports, anything, give your viewpoints about, you know, NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, all the other acronyms that have to do with sports. And quarantine's made it a little difficult, but you know, there's sports still going on, and I feel like you guys should go and check out that podcast as well. And all of these podcasts, by the way, that I'm mentioning are available on all podcast streaming platforms. So no matter if you use Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, whatever, they're available on all those different streaming platforms. Next podcast, the Man Stash podcast. It's gives a viewpoint from on society from a Black father's perspective, what it's like to raise young boys in and also be a millennial and learning about yourself while trying to teach little humans how to be productive members of society. And it goes deep, and I really enjoy listening to that podcast. I'm not a Black father, but I enjoy listening to his perspective on that. Next podcast that we have is Back Talk, the podcast. Now, this is a podcast with two Black women who give their point of view on what's going on in pop culture news, Black pop culture, what's going on in the world. Educated, beautiful Black women. They have a very spicy take on things sometimes. Their music taste is immaculate. They put me on to, you know, a lot of different artists. Shout out to Julia for putting me on to Chance the Rapper. So with that being said, I really like listening to that podcast as well. Then we have the Jump Off Live podcast. So that is 4 Black men that discuss things that are going on in the world. It's more for, in my opinion, it's more for like the 30 and up crowd, because they're all like Generation X, but their perspective on things is, it's funny, and they talk about everything. They talk about pop culture, they talk about politics, and they have a segment called it's called Fun, and it's an acronym for fucked up news. And so they pick a like a fucked up story that happened that week and then expound upon it. And I think that's really cool. I really enjoyed listening to them as well. And last but not least, I've mentioned them before, you have the Crown Conversations podcast that consists of 4 Black educated millennials who, 2 men, 2 women, who give their viewpoint again on everything that's going on in the world. And it's just nice to have different perspectives, because you have, with this podcast in particular, all of them are from different regions of the United States. So growing up was different, and their viewpoint, their outlook on the world is a lot, you know, it differs from each other. So I enjoy listening to what they have to say about what's going on in the world. So those are that's 6 podcasts that I listen to frequently, that I absolutely enjoy, and I feel like that you guys should go and give them a chance. And as far as music artists, I feel like there's an artist, female rapper, Day One. She spits, and that's it. Like, I don't know what else I could say. Like, I share everything she posts, I share, because she's always spitting. Like, her album, or I think it was an EP. Y'all, if y'all don't know it, I don't know the difference between album, EP, mixtape. So most of the time I just say project because I know it's a project that they've done. But her project is super dope. She has a song. My favorite song on her project is She Like, and I listen to that like once a week because that is like, that's my jam, and I think you guys should give her a chance. Next we have Who Camille, Bad Little Bitty. Again, female rapper who absolutely spits. Like anytime she posts a Millie Monday, y'all are gonna see it on my story because she's awesome, and I just love just like women rappers who just talk their shit, and her pen's crazy, and she's dope, and I really feel like you guys should go ahead and give her a listen. She also has a project that's on Apple Music, and what I will do, I'm gonna list everything in the description box below so you guys can follow their Instagrams and go check out their music and click the links that's in their bio, so it will lead you to like their music and everything like that. Next we have Jericho 850. Now, not only is Jericho 850 a dope ass rapper, he's also my first cousin. And I'm not just shouting him out because he's my cousin, because I have other cousins that rap that are not that great. I love you guys, but y'all are not great. And it's shady, but y'all should really just think of something else to do. Matter of fact, no, let me not say that. It's not my cup of tea. That's what I will say. I'm not gonna say that they're not great because that's mean. But it's just not my cup of tea. But my cousin Jericho, he spits, man. He's really good. Does a lot of freestyles. I know y'all see I post them. I post them in my story a lot, and I feel like you guys should just go give him a listen. And last but not least, we have Koo. Now, Koo dropped a project in 2020, and I literally listened to his project. It's 7 songs on it, and I literally listen to it. It's in my rotation, like at least one song off the project every day. And I'm gonna let y'all go. I don't have a favorite song on there because the whole project is my favorite song, and I really, really enjoy it. And I just want you guys to go give them a chance. And then also, last but not least, a special shout out to Inspired Apparel. So I get a lot of shirts from there. They also have like books and crop hoodies, which is my favorite type of, top to wear is a crop hoodie. And Tanice Total Beauty Experience, the Saya Collective. I don't know the guy who runs the Saya Collective. I just think that what he does is extremely dope, and I feel like we should support it because I don't know another Black-owned sneaker brand that's fully Black-owned from conception to production. And we have Model Music Management. Shout out to Triple M. You know what I mean? It's a management company for artists and models, and you guys should look out for them because they're doing some big things, and I'm excited to see what 2021 has to offer for Model Music Management and Model Music Network. So you guys make sure you follow those on Instagram and Black Gator Productions, and you guys should just look out for these things because don't say I didn't try to put y'all on. So when everything I say about these like podcast artists, production companies, management companies, when they pop, like don't be like, oh, Brystal ain't try to put us on, because she did. And with that being said, I'd like to thank you guys for listening to this episode of Not That Problematic. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And I thank you guys for all of your support and everything that you have been doing. And I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Peace.